What's the movie you just said?
Judgment and Nuremberg. It's on BBC iPlayer right now.
All right, but cool. So you said that's about Nazis and trying to.
Yeah, they're trying. Yeah, they are trying to convict.
So if I watch, because Zone of Interest is coming out in the UK soon, so that I don't want to. There's been a lot of depressing movies lately. I don't want to watch those two back to back. Shall I give myself time?
Yeah, give yourself time.
Yeah,
give yourself time.
All right.
It's a very, very depressing year.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Because as soon as you said Nazis, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can take that much. That's a lot, man. But hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Small Time Critics. We're here for another review, and as you can see from the title of the video, do you know, smell burnt toast?
Yeah,
it smells nice though right now. I think I'm really hungry.
That's because you're hungry. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Even though we ate before the recording, but okay.
Did we?
Yeah.
Hey, don't tell the people, man.
Had the best croissant of my life, though. Yeah.
Oh, that croissant looked amazing. I ain't gonna lie. Gale's, innit?
Oh.
Way.
Other great cafes are available too. But yeah.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Gales, if you want to give us a sponsor.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. As you can see from the title of the video, we are doing a review for American Fiction, starring Jeffrey Wright. And me and Hashi...
Tracy Ellis Ross, Sterling K. Brown.
Hit it. Anyone else that you can remember? Erica Alexander.
Erica Alexander, yeah.
I want to shout her. I think Erica Alexander is amazing. I've seen her in some other things, and she's a very, very good actress, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get the name of the director quickly. Do you know Hash off the top of your head?
Cord Jefferson. Great.
Cord Jefferson.
Great.
You're right.
He's a great TV writer. Also great. He writes very great critical pieces on art and stuff like that. He's also been written blogs and stuff like that and publications. Just a great writer, man.
Oh, you forgot one. Writer. Sterling K. Brown.
I said Sterling K. Brown.
Did you? Did you say Issa Rae?
I did not say Issa Rae.
Issa Rae's in this. Yes. John Ortiz is in this, and Leslie Uggams as well as the mother.
What a great actress! She's had such a storied career.
Yes,
on screen and on stage as well.
Yeah, great extremely long career as well, isn't it? So this is an adapted screenplay.
Yes,
because this was a book.
Yes.
What was the name of the book?
Erasure.
I was gonna say American Erasure, but is it?
I think it's Erasure.
Erasure, yeah. They said the name of the book at the end of the movie. Yeah, I remember seeing that. But me and you and I, excuse me, we watched this as a Cineworld Unlimited screening.
Yes.
Cineworld!
Sponsor us, man. We love you, but come on, guys.
Talk to us, man.
Come on, guys.
I see you guys talking to Hashi on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, we're always going back and forth.
You guys are always going back and forth in the secret screen. Hashi, tell him that I called it, man. Tell him that, please.
So Moe did some research, and he came to me and goes, "Yo, my brother, I know what's the secret screening about." I said, "How can you know that? It's secret screening. Like they don't give any information out. How do you know?" And he goes, "I've done my research. Yeah, I'm very confident it's going to be American Fiction." I'm like, "All right, brother, we'll see, man. I've seen many people try and guess on Twitter and fail miserably. Yeah. All right, fair enough."
Yeah, I told you this. I was at the cinema. I was with my wife, and then I was getting my popcorn.
Yeah.
And then the guy's just like, "What are you guys gonna watch?" I was like, secret screening." I was like, "You want to tell us maybe what it is?" He's like, "I can't do that." And he's like, "But I think you're gonna watch it. I think you're gonna like it." I was like, "So why do you think I'm gonna like it?"
What was the ethnicity of the person who sent this to you? It's very important. I think that's very important, especially for the film as well. Go on, tell him, Mo. Tell him, Mo.
He was a Caucasian man. And he said, "But I know you're gonna like it." He does not know me, this man.
He does not know you.
He does not know me.
But I think he's taking one look at you and goes, "Yeah.
I think you're gonna like this movie." Yeah. And then as soon as we walked away, my missus said, "You know he said that because you're black, right?"
There you go.
I was like, maybe.
Ding, ding, ding,
as soon as you get into the secret screening, American Fiction, man, I wanted to step out and call you and be like, "Hashi, I told you."
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was fist pumping, yeah. And what was so funny is throughout this whole film, I watched it in a very packed screening.
Yeah.
Predominantly, I went to a very bougie area when I watched this one. Predominantly, a lot of kind of, Caucasian persuasion people were there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people were living off me. If I laughed, they laughed. By the way, and also because of the way I booked my tickets, I'm right in the middle, perfect seating.
Yeah.
Don't have to look up, don't have to look down. The screen's right in front of me. I'm right in the middle of the film.
Right in the middle
of the theatre. And everyone's just like, I'm laughing, they're laughing. If I'm not laughing, you know what I'm saying?
That row FGH, those ones there in the middle. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect. My neck is just
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm not craning or nothing.
yeah.
Bro.
I don't need a neck pillow or nothing like that. Just gonna
Nothing.
just watch the movie.
Nothing.
It's perfect.
This film was obviously we're not going to go into spoilers yet. This film was so funny. The premise is so great, and the premise is basically like.
And whether you like it or not, we're gonna talk about race.
Oh,
especially with this movie, it's gonna
100%.
happen. So it is what it is.
So this film is basically a story about race, about where a person stands in society, what someone should value in their career,
What being black means.
That's such a great way of putting it. What being black means, and what is the black experience,
Yeah.
and how is it different between different people.
Yeah.
And we see not just one type of black experience, we see multiple facets of what the black experience is.
Right.
And this film was obviously it's an American film, but these themes and what they are portraying is something that happens around the world to all black people. So a black person that lives in the UK can really, really connect with this film, as well as a black person who lives in Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is such an outstanding film, so well written, so well directed, and also this is a debut from Cord Jefferson, by the way, who has predominantly been a writer his whole career, and some of the tricks that are used in this film, some of there's even some set pieces that are in this film as well, even though it's not a very action-heavy film.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot of people talking in rooms, and it's just some hilarious performances, hilarious line readings, and it's one of my favorite films from. Obviously, it's this year for us. Obviously, last year for America.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed this film so much. Man.
Yeah, so did I. I thought this film was great. It is interesting though, being in the cinema and me seeing certain lines that are where they're said almost in a comedic way, but you know as a black person you're not meant to laugh at that really. And then other people that aren't black laughing at it, and you think, wow, this is really a different experience for everybody, isn't it?
I looked one guy right in the eye because he laughed at a certain line. He laughed.
And I had to come and go.
Oh yeah, I was like,
I was like, excuse me.
Didn't like that. He laughed a bit too hard. You know the ones when
Yeah.
laughing a bit too hard. You know when you make a joke about yourself, you're self-deprecating, and then someone's laughing a bit too hard. Yo, chill.
Like, I know you're not laughing.
You're not laughing with me. You're laughing at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get you.
That kind of thing.
I get you. But yeah, no, I thought it was great. Performances were great. Writing, like you said, was incredible. And yeah, I just thought the structure of this movie was like, it was really well done. It was well paced as well. What was it, 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that?
A lot of things were happening, a lot of moving parts, but it still made sense, everything tracked.
Or about 2 hours maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to talk non-spoilers. There's not much I can say in terms of non-spoilers with this. But I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great. And I thought it made me also look inwards and think to myself also, what does black mean? And I think what's great about this movie is that it doesn't really give you an answer.
Yes.
And I think you love that.
I loved it. And I also, we're going to talk about, I called you specifically about the last shot of the film.
The last shot of the film.
Or the second to last shot of the film.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into that towards the end of the review. But that was basically the unifying idea for me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. But yeah, should we do spoilers?
We can do spoilers. Yeah, we might as well do spoilers. Before we get into the spoilers, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I say this every time. Subscribing don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Look at Hashi.
Come on, easy.
Subscribing don't hurt.
Free. It's free.
It's free to subscribe. Like,
it's free.
Exactly. If you like movie reviews and stuff, like if you like what you see.
If you like me.
If you like Hashi and his thoughts. And Hashi is a real movie historian. Like, you know what I mean? Hashi could write a book just about the history of cinema, I believe. I think, right? You probably could, right? Yeah, you probably could. Yeah, and like I said in one of the other reviews, Hashi's a writer too. You know, if you want to see Hashi's screenplays, maybe let's get this channel off the ground.
Patreon maybe coming soon. You know what I mean?
Maybe if we get enough subscribers, you never know what could happen.
Let's go.
We got some other ideas coming along this year, so you know, look out for this space. But yeah, spoilers. Hashi, chat to me about American Fiction and chat to me mainly about Monk.
Monk.
Thelonious Monk.
Thelonious.
Yeah.
Gotta love him, bro. What a great name, by the way.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm jumping a little bit, but it was a bit crazy when Lorraine said to me, "Oh, my monkey."
That's the line.
No way! Oh my goodness!
There was one white guy who laughed so hard,
I didn't laugh at that.
and I literally like, yo, I had to look at him, and then as soon as he caught my eye,
Yeah.
he was silent. I couldn't. He laughed too hard. He laughed too hard, bro.
You gave him the death stare. Oh my goodness! She said, "Oh, my monkey coming!" I was like, "Whoa!"
Whoa.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah. So, Thelonious Monk is a writer,
Yes.
and it's interesting. I think it's important we talk about that first scene of the movie where he's teaching American literature,
Yes.
and I can't remember the name of the book or what they were talking about, but the N word with the hard ER.
With the hard ER.
The hard ER.
Hard ER.
ER
Yeah.
was on the board.
Yeah.
And then you have a student who is white who is saying that she's uncomfortable with us talking about this word. And I just thought to myself, the audacity.
It's mad.
The audacity. And Monk had a great line. I got over it.
Yeah.
Why can't you? It's like, and she actually stormed off crying.
It's hilarious.
It was I was just like, oh my God. And that for me set the pace for the movie.
Oh yeah, and then when he's getting reprimanded by a couple of other teachers,
faculty members.
Faculty members, and the person who's obviously the dean, and then him saying, "We recently had a student who complained about you because you said he could have been potentially the family of Nazis." I was howling, and he goes, "The way he was speaking and the way he was acting, I think it probably was."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was so funny. And obviously, I think a bit of background into Monk. He's someone who had a very successful career as a writer, but
Was it?
Yeah, he's released a couple of books, done well, stuff like that. Has a book agent, all that kind of stuff.
I thought it was like he didn't do as well as he thought he deserved.
Oh, that as well, of course. But
Yeah.
he's had some success because obviously he's got an agent, someone who's trying to sell his books and stuff like that.
Right.
But obviously he's going to some kind of book event, kind of some book convention kind of thing, and he goes there. It's like no one's in the room, kind of thing. They spell his name wrong on the thing. He has to correct it, if you remember.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Oh, the reason why no one's here is because there's this wonderful writer who's released a book."
Centaura.
Centaura Holden,
Played by the GOAT, Issa Rae.
Issa Rae, fantastic. She's so good. Again, another person who's never been bad.
I love Issa Rae.
She's never been bad,
yeah,
bro.
she's great.
She's never been bad.
She's great. Yeah.
She's so great, honestly.
And her story is amazing as well. Coming from what was the show called? Oh my goodness.
Insecure.
No, but there was something that she was doing before.
Really?
Yeah, but she was doing it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was her kind of, even though Insecure is her own thing. I forgot what the name of it was. It will come back to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, her story is amazing, man. And the fact that she's getting I'm seeing her in a lot more movies, and she deserves it. Yeah, she's great. But we get into that, and they're at the convention, and this is when Monk finally realizes, oh my God, this is the kind of stuff people like. Because she wrote a book called Weeze Lives in the Ghetto. Weeze lives in the ghetto.
It's so funny. I'm not like, and obviously before, what makes it so funny, obviously the setup is she's speaking very eloquently about her past, and in fact she went to a really good prestigious university, and she worked for a book publisher and stuff like that. And she said she hadn't seen her experience like portrayed in written form. And then she starts reading a passage from her book, and she's like, "Hey, yo, Sharon!" It was so funny. It was so funny. And then you see the white people in the crowd. They're like the person who's like who's the moderator. She's like holding her. She's so brave.
Then they do a stand ovation. Oh.
And again, great directing from Cord Jefferson. Like Monk's so shocked, and you see a white lady take up his space.
Oh, in the camera shot.
Yeah. And she starts clapping and she's doing that clapping like, "Go Queen, yes Queen," you know what I mean? That kind of clapping. You know what I mean? And he's like disgusted. Yeah. Like, this is what people like, you know what I'm saying? And he goes, "Look at this dribble. It's like so derivative. It's kind of, it's taking our kind of movement, you know, it's bringing us back kind of thing, you know what I mean?"
But I think that was what is incredible about this movie is that like, no one is right. I don't think anyone was right, like personally. I don't think Monk was right, and I don't think...
It's so interesting. I side with Monk. I side with Monk on this.
I think you can side with Monk, but you can also say that Sintara, like we're going to talk about the scene later on in the movie where they both have their conversation, but Sintara has good points too. And it's kind of like I see a hood movie, right? I like that stuff.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Do you know what I mean? But Monk sees a hood movie and he's just kind of like, ugh, this is setting us back. Ugh, what's this smart? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
But if it's not done correctly, for example, I think...
No, but there was a moment where he's looking at that, like the TV, and there's like the BET, I think, adverts, and it shows like boys in the hood and this and that, and he just turns it off and he turns his nose at it, kind of thing.
That's true. That's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like in that sense, to me, like no one was really right. Like being black is not one thing. You can do it in different ways and things like that. And some of these situations is people's real experiences at the end of the day. Like Weez lives in the ghetto, we can laugh at it and stuff like that, but she said she did her research. And these are people's real experiences, so you can't really turn your nose at it at the same time. But also, he also wants to write something more like nerdy and be recognized for that.
But isn't always connected to the fact that he's a black person. Because the perfect scene that represents that is him in the bookstore with his sister, what do you call it? Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah.
Like, he's written a book just that has nothing to do with the black experience.
Yeah.
But it's in African American studies.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't understand it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Simply because he's black.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then Sintara's book is not in that section of the library. It's actually in a section that's it's just literature.
Yeah, it's literally just predominant section because it's such a popular book and it's selling like hotcakes kind of thing.
That was funny to me though. The librarian was just like, I'm just gonna put it back when you leave.
So funny. And then him like finally like trying to do his FU and then write his own version.
Oh my lord.
And then when he's first writing pathology and then he starts like
he's like pathology.
And he's got his drinking and he's drinking. And I thought this was so smart by Cord Jefferson. Like as he's writing the opening to the book and stuff like that, and he has that scene with a fantastic, and you need to pull up his name. Fantastic.
One of them is Keith David.
Thank you, Keith David.
Yeah.
Keith David, and Keith David, another great character actor who has never put a foot wrong.
Question: does Keith David have the best voice of all time?
Him and Morgan Freeman are up there. It's him and Morgan Freeman.
And David Attenborough. We can't forget him. It might be them three, you know.
They're up there. And also he portrays a version of Barack Obama on Rick and Morty.
Oh, does he?
It's so funny. He's so funny.
He's got a great voice though.
Great voice.
Oh my goodness.
And them acting it in front of him and then him kind of talking through his kind of creative process.
That was so good.
To see that on screen was so amazing, man.
Bro, when that happened, I was like, oh, this is how it's been. I was so excited. And I saw Keith David, I was like, yes, this is great.
And you see the creative progress, like in media res.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah. And he's just asking them, so what am I going to do now, exactly?
Like his actors on stage. Like,
Yeah. He's like, I think you should like shoot him or whatever it is, like he said. And there's
something about your childhood.
Yeah.
He's just trying to talk it through in his own mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
I said.
But listen, you look at something like that, you telling me you're going to turn your eyes away. You're going to watch it. You're going to watch it, bro. Do you know what I mean? So like that's in that sense, that's what I mean when I say like, nobody was right and nobody was wrong, really. Everyone had their points.
Do you know there's a great saying that was coined by one of the best screenwriters that ever lived, William Goldman, in movie making, and I think just in any creative endeavor at large. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows what's going to become popular. No one knows what's not going to become popular. You can have the best minds, the most greatest creative people involved, and it could still be an absolute dud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that he wrote Pathology, it was an absolute FU to the establishment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was in shock when it was successful, and then the fact that he had to put on this persona of Stag Ali. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like as the movie went on and on, it's like
he tried to like up the ante with the craziness and see whether or not.
And they still accepted it.
And it's when they accepted the book title to be called FU, I was like, yo, be called the F word. I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it.
I gotta be honest. That was one of the funniest scenes.
By the way, with the publisher and the person on the bookmark, oh my god, he goes, it'd be good to have you with that, you know,
with the scarf on your head. Yeah, he's like, a do-rag?
You mean a do-rag? He goes, it's so funny that obviously it's been played by like a gay character. And he goes, with the guns out.
No, he was great though.
He played that actor. Played it perfectly.
He read his lines.
And also the lady who's obviously made the initial sell.
Yeah.
She's like, she's trying to like not offend him, but at the same time,
Yep.
she's thinking of capitalism. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
I'm not too sure if we can she played it so perfectly. Honestly, she was so bad. Oh, it was just
He's like,
so well done.
Can we change it to a PH? He said.
Oh, and then his agent was like, come on, you gotta, you know, we're trying to tell him to be more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To up the ante. He's doing this thing kind of like be more black, basically.
Yeah.
And things like looking at him, what?
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
And it's just so funny, man. And then obviously, one of the funny scenes when Monk meets the agent.
Yeah.
The Hollywood kind of producer guy.
Something Brody.
Something Brody, yeah.
I'll get his name, but go on.
He's also a great actor.
He is. Adam Brody.
Adam Brody, he's so funny. And he played that like kind of Hollywood producer guy perfectly. Just a slimy individual saying, yeah, I went to prison. You know, obviously, it was, you know what I mean, it was white collar, only there for a couple of months. But I know what you're feeling, man. You know what I mean? He's trying to act like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Like, and Monk nearly kind of like ruined the whole ruse by like ordering.
I knew that would work perfectly.
Yeah, like a very I think he ordered like a very dry white wine. That's a bit of a weird thing to.
Oh no, that part. Okay, I thought when he ran because of the siren.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I just thought this is gonna work.
It's gonna work perfectly.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. Oh my goodness gracious me.
And I think he said something when he's in the toilet because obviously he's afraid for his mum and a great kind of side story about his mum and her kind of like
Alzheimer's
and stuff like that, and his whole family situation. And I really loved Tracy Ellis Ross's character, by the way, and I was really sad that she got killed off. And I really liked her scene with him at the restaurant and him talking about her divorce and stuff like that. And her letter, like when they were kind of
that was great.
scattering her ashes at the family beach house.
Yeah.
It was so funny. You know what I'm saying?
What was that guy's name? The white guy came past and he's like, is he scattering ashes?
You're gonna pun for that?
He's like, he's like, I'll eat your sweater vest for lunch. Stanley K. Brown.
And then Monk was like, F you, his name's Gary. F you, Gary, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a piece of shit. I mean, it's so funny.
That was a funny scene. Oh my goodness. But no, Tracy Ellis Ross, just going back to her quickly, who, by the way, she's great, man. Oh, she is so good and beautiful.
Oh, she's
gorgeous. I just want to say that quickly. Yeah. But I like this kind of goes to me like about the structure of the movie. Like I like that they showed a lot of her scenes obviously in the beginning to make us care about her so much, and then you see their relationship, and like even though a lot of families have this where it's like one person, like one child takes the burden of like looking after the family a lot. That happens a lot where and it happens mostly to the girls in the family. Yeah. Where they're expected almost to look after the family afterwards, and the guys kind of go off to do their own thing with their careers and whatnot. And you can see, even though she has problems with that, they still have this nice, cool brother-sister bond, you know what I mean? And they make their jokes and whatnot. And that heart attack scene, I liked it so much because it was sudden, because that's how life is.
Yes.
Something like that can just happen out of nowhere, do you know what I mean? And it is what it is.
And again, so well directed because visually, you automatically understand that it's a very, very traumatic experience for Monk.
Yeah.
And using the visual motif of her leg shaking, showing that she's still alive, and then when it stops, not only do you know that she's dead, you also see it on Monk's face because the way the camera moved onto his face.
That was fantastic acting.
Fantastic acting, fantastic directing.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Man, oh my goodness gracious me, what a movie, man.
Exactly.
Where should we go next, Hash?
We should go into the fact that the way that Monk's character was doing more crazy stuff to kind of prove, you know what I'm saying, how stupid and ridiculous society can be towards the black experience.
Yeah.
And him, obviously the other side plot, which again, all these things worked, of him being part of like the book jury. And the reason why he's part of the jury that's going to work out who the best book of the year is.
Yeah, the judges.
Is because, they haven't got a lot of black people. And the guy that's the head of we looked at a lot of people, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And I felt it was so funny when they finally voted out of all the books, which included his book.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The funniest thing is when the white lady is basically trying to be an ally, talking about how great this book is and how interesting, all that kind of stuff is.
Yeah.
And you have that kind of very right-wing kind of writer guy
Mm-hmm.
who's saying some really kind of very, very on the line kind
What
of
did he
stuff.
say? Oh my god!
Like Issa Rae did not like.
Said the language of the no, not the ghetto. Was it the language of the He said something that was crazy, bro.
He was on crud, bro.
Yeah,
honestly.
he said something that was crazy, and I really wanted them to check him, but it was just kind of like he was more focused on this book really not being number one.
And you had that very kind of like very waspy kind of left-leaning guy who was basically just on the line because he was saying very like misogynistic stuff at times, but then at the same time agreeing with Issa Rae's character and the other kind of white lady. And I thought when they finally decided on the F word winning, I thought it was so funny. Like, obviously, both Issa Rae's character, what's her character's name again? Sintara and Monk both saying, no, this can't be.
This can't be it, yeah.
And then,
but for different reasons.
For different reasons, of course. And then them being on one side of the room and then the three white people on the other side of the room. Because I just felt like it's really great that we're letting black voices be heard. And it's so funny, like, and visually it's so well done.
Oh my
where Cord has put the camera right in the middle of the table and you just see all three of the whites on one side.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's fantastic, honestly. It was just so funny.
And it's interesting, it's for different reasons because Monk sees it as like, obviously, like you said, he wrote this book as an FU to the establishment. So he sees it as a book that's like, it's not worthy of winning this kind of award. But Sintara sees it as like, this book just doesn't have soul.
Yes.
It doesn't hit me like it should.
And then she obviously then justified the reason why she wrote her book.
Right.
And I felt that was a wonderful scene, Mo. And I appreciate you kind of highlighting it because it kind of, like you said, they understand each other's point of view, but they don't necessarily agree. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of with you because I'm not gonna lie to you, before this conversation that we had, I was fully in the Monk camp. Yep. And I felt like there was no credence to what Sintara was saying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
She said straight up, like, listen, like he said, like, there was a line that she said, and he said that's what a drug dealer would say, or something like that. And she said, yeah, and I think drugs should be free or legal or whatever it is.
And she's right.
Yeah.
And she's right.
And then she also said, it doesn't seem like your problem was with me. Your problem is with white people. So I don't know why you're getting on to me about this. I'm just taking advantage of this system.
Which essentially it is.
Which why shouldn't I?
And I have to admit myself personally, sometimes there's certain kind of like black art which I initially kind of like push back against because I know how white people are going to react. And there's a movie we're going to talk about that has those kind of feelings.
But see, then that's a you problem, right?
I think
like
so.
You shouldn't care about that.
And I think that's something I'm going to have to kind of like reconcile within myself kind of thing. Where just to kind of accept it as it is in many kind of ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because no one says anything about like, I don't know, like a white story that has a bunch of
white people doing bad stuff.
No one says anything about that. At the end of the day, that's art, isn't it? It's like art is subjective, whatever it is. Like, so why can't we do that kind of stuff? Like, Boys in the Hood is one of the greatest hood movies of all time. Without that, you wouldn't get the rise of like a John Singleton and things like that.
But I think that movie is so wonderful because
which one?
Like Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
It's because it kind of transcends that in many ways.
Right.
And it gives you an understanding of a world, but at the same time, there's no judgment there. Does that make sense? It's not judging. It's not judging. It's just showing you a slice of life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But it also depends who sees it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like another person could see it that isn't black and doesn't understand this experience and think, look at these savages. You don't know, innit? Do you know what I mean? True. Like, so, yeah, man.
What did you think of his love interest? Monk's love interest?
I thought that was great. I wish we had a woman here, though, because I did want to talk about their argument. And I wanted to see, like,
Monk was such an idiot, man.
He was being an idiot, but also at the same time, I was trying to think to myself, is it that deep? But also, there was things that happened prior that kind of, this could have also been a build-up. Like, there was a moment where they all went to see his mum.
Yeah.
And she mentioned something about money, and he said,
"You're not my bookkeeper, you're my girlfriend.
You're my girlfriend, you're not my bookkeeper." And I was like, ooh.
That was mad.
Maybe you shouldn't have said that, bro.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, like I said, when this review started, Eric Alexander, I was so happy when she came on screen. I thought she was great and stuff like that. But yeah, she was a nice addition. I like the love interest. Do you think it's cool that we just didn't see the conclusion of that?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because again, the ending was basically trying to say what that story should have been.
Yeah. We didn't know if she was there or like we didn't know where she was at the end.
In reality, because she's not returning my calls.
Yeah,
After that, which is just hilarious. And I felt that the what do you think of Sterling K. Brown's character?
Oh my God, so funny. He was great, man.
Yeah.
He was great, man. Nah, I thought his character was great. It's I don't know if you noticed, it's interesting that he's the dark skinned member of the family and they're all light skinned, and there's kind of a discussion almost about colorism maybe.
Oh, 100%.
With that, yeah, and how he feels like he's
He's
been
an
treated.
outcast.
Yeah, he's been treated differently
From
so
always
much
on, yeah.
his whole life, and he was an outcast. And oh my God, the scene when they walked in for Lorraine's wedding and those two guys were in the kitchen cooking, brother, I couldn't stop laughing.
That was so funny. That was so funny. And I think one of the biggest laughs I had is when he was on the phone with Monk and he goes, "I've taken on a lover." He goes, what's wrong with you? He goes, "You see, you're against the way the way my life was." He goes, "No, why would you, I'm against the reason why you use the phrase, I've taken on a lover."
Taking a lover. He's like,
he's like,
I'm gonna take my lover right now. I know, Sterling K. Brown, he hit every line perfectly.
So funny.
He was so funny
good.
in this, man.
And even like the half of goes, this family, you know what I mean?
His family will break you.
His family will break you.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Because his mum did say a lie that was a bit,
It was crazy.
she didn't know where she was, but at the same time, it's that old mentality.
But then you see it come around and you see what she really thinks of him is when she thinks she's talking to him, but she's talking to Monk.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You're the genius." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Didn't someone else say early in the movie that Monk was a genius too, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the same time too,
Yeah.
Smart family though. 2 doctors, one of them a writer. Like,
Incredible,
goodness me, they did well for themselves, isn't it?
Exactly. And what did you think of Lorraine?
I love Lorraine. I just wanted to give Lorraine a big hug.
Exactly. She had such a great smile, man.
I loved her, man.
And whenever she was talking about Maynard.
Oh, man. He's a good man.
He's a good man.
He's a good man. She was great, man. Yeah, man, she was part of the family. And even when she she's literally seeing Sterling K. Brown's character wipe powder off the table, and she just like, "Hey, we're family. Stay, please stay," and stuff. And the way Sterling K. Brown acted that scene out and just shows like, oh my God, like I'm accepted. Like, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? And he just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go clean up," and stuff like that. And they had fun at the wedding, and yeah, man, that was nice. I loved Lorraine though. Lorraine was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. But end of the movie, we kind of realized that this is a movie within a movie.
Mm.
Is that how you took it? Because that's how I took it.
No, I took it as, obviously...
Can I just say how I took it quickly? So at the end of the movie, he's talking to Adam Brody's character about how we're going to end the third act of this movie. And in my mind, they've been there the whole time talking about this. And the movie that we just watched is the movie that he's talking to Adam Brody about.
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
But the only reason why they're talking about it is because, obviously, at that last scene at the awards, he obviously admits to everything, kind of thing. At some point, he admits.
But that's part of the movie.
Yeah.
That Adam Brody is producing, the award show.
But obviously, in the movie, he meets Adam Brody's character because of obviously the book and everything.
So okay,
that actually did happen. But at some point, he admits to everything, and Adam Brody's character thinks this is going to be great. This could be a great movie.
So the award show never actually happened. Is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
The award show was in the movie they're making. Right, okay, yeah. So
at some point before then, they admit to everything.
Yeah. Do you think the movie should have ended when he said, "I have a confession to make," and it blacks out, the screen blacks? You know, it says, "I have a confession to make," the camera's in the back of his head. And
I would have said that, but before the last shot. I would, if the last shot, which we'll talk about in a second, I would have agreed with you there, because that would have been perfecto.
It would have been good, yeah.
But I felt like him explaining it and him kind of talking about a love lost instead of a love found, which is very, very interesting kind of thing. I thought it was great how, talking about the multiple endings, and you see the camera just going, great directing, by the way, from Cord Jefferson. And then, obviously, you hear him talking about it, and you just see, obviously, crappy producer, like saying, that's a bit too smart.
He's just not accepting it.
He's not accepting it.
Yeah.
And then when he gets the right one, he's like, you see him celebrating stuff like that, which is funny.
Which is what their idea of black is. It's like, hey, we're going to get smoked at the end of this kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Which was, again, staged so well, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like it was like Scarface in a way. It's so
He's
cool.
got a gun!
You know what I mean? It's an award, fantastic, honestly.
Yeah.
And then the final shot, obviously, he said, okay, yeah, we've got a movie. And he's still not 100% happy, because obviously he's still thinking, you know what I'm saying? We've got a movie, but, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and then...
you tell Sterling K. Brown, Tyler Perry's going to play you.
that was so funny. A great callback.
That was a funny callback, yeah, that was great.
And I thought the last shot of the extra for the slave movie that he was talking about in the film, He's gonna do Plantation Salvation.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking name.
That was a shocking.
Shocking.
That was a crazy name. It's true.
And you see the extra sitting there, obviously in kind of slave garb, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he's not just wearing that. I thought the perfect detail was the fact that he's wearing AirPods because he's extra just waiting in it. And he sees a fellow black person, and this happens to us a lot, bro. We see a fellow black person on the street. We have no idea who they are.
Just a nod.
Just a nod. Just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see you, bro.
Happens a lot. Happens a lot.
Anywhere it may be, anywhere around the world.
Especially, oh my God, especially when you go into a room and there's like only 1 or 2 black people in the room and you just gravitate towards them automatically. Yeah, it's just,
exactly. I was on a training course, in Bournemouth for work. A sea of whites. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? The one black person, I see him.
Sea of whites is crazy. Go on.
No disrespect. Yeah. And I see the one black, and then I just gravitate towards him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It happens,
spend the whole day together. You know what I'm saying?
I want to just go back quickly.
But again,
finish that bit. Yeah, sorry.
But the reason why that's so important is because you cannot begrudge a person of color or a black man trying to earn money. Trying to find his way in this world. You know, you cannot begrudge him for
that. Was almost Centaro's point, Issa Rae's character. It's just
that's why I thought that was such an incredible ending, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, there's no real answer to this. It's whatever you take from this movie at the end of the day.
Such an outstanding movie.
But I just want to talk to you about the judges for the book thing. And how they're kind of almost telling them what the black experience is and all that. Like, how many times in your life has that happened to you? Where someone, like, I've had conversations recently even where we've talked about black experiences and someone that isn't black telling you, oh, but this is meant to be like this though, but this is meant to be like that though, and you're not meant to be like this. And it's just like, how are you telling me?
How I can,
How are you telling me? That stuff was so frustrating to me, man.
Exactly, bro.
It was so frustrating. But yeah, man, fantastic movie. Do you have anything else to say about that?
That's everything, man. Like, just outstanding film.
Yeah.
Really great themes, a great kind of message, and it's still kind of creating conversation. And that's what great movies do, bro. Great conversation. Because you've kind of changed my mind in a way about the film and what it's trying to say about the black experience. So, outstanding film, man. Like, more films like this should be made. Cannot wait to see what Cord Jefferson does. And I'm just so proud that Jeffrey Wright was nominated for an Academy Award and what it means to him and stuff like that.
You sent me the video of him when he found out he was nominated. Yeah, that was great, man.
You know what I mean?
That was great.
That's some wholesome content right there.
All right, Hashi, STC score. Chat to me. Out of 10, what are you going to give American Fiction? This is coming out in a few days in the UK, so, you know.
We watched it early.
Any Brits, you guys can go watch that in a few days.
For me, I enjoyed this so much, man. I'm going to give this an 8.5. It's just, it could be a 9, 8.5, 9. You know what I'm saying? Ask me tomorrow, it could be a 9.
Yeah, I think I gave The Holdovers an 8, but I think I'm going to give this an 8.5. And the reason for that is because of relatability. It's just, you know, talking about black experience.
You can get so much out of this film.
Yeah, me, like, understanding where so many of these characters are coming from and things like that. Like, The Holdovers was great, but in a way, I can't really relate to all of the characters, you know what I mean, in that. But I can take it for what it is and that it's a good movie. But for this, I think I have to rate it high. And I wish we could have watched this before the end of the year because I would have 100% put this in my end of year list.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So, but it is what it is. Yeah, studios, come on, man. Fix up. But anyway, got anything else? You good?
That's everything, man. What a film.
Guys, that was our review for American Fiction, directed by Cord Jefferson, starring Jeffrey Wright, Issa Rae, Erica Alexander, Sterling K. Brown. What a cast. Yeah, fantastic movie. Jump in the comments, let us know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when the uploads are coming out. And we'll see you guys for more reviews. Peace.
Peace.